sir.
Yes, start. Continue.
Okay, sir. Native language works by identifying language use patterns that are common to group of speakers of the same native language. The motivation for NLI are manifold. The use of these techniques can help SLA and ESL researchers identify important L1 specific learning and teaching issues, enabling them to develop pedagogical material that takes into consideration a learner's L1. It has also been used to study language transfer hypothesis. An interesting question about NLI research concerns an upper bound on the accuracy achievable for a dataset. One possible approach to estimate an upper bound for classification accuracy, and one that we employ here, is the use of an oracle classifier. An oracle is a type of multiple classifier fusion method that can be used to combine the results of an ensemble of classifiers which are all used to classify a dataset. In this work, we investigate the issue with the aim of deriving such an upper limit for NLI accuracy. A second goal of this work is to measure human performance for NLI. While most NLI work has focused on improving system performance to our knowledge, there has not been any corresponding study which looks at human performance for this task. To give our preceding result more
Harini, you are reading your stuff for us, right? So what are you doing? You should explain,
sir,
right?
next I will yes sir, next I will continue.
But you should summarize the introduction, okay? Because even here you said motivation, so anyway, you should summarize it. While you explain, we only read the slide, no?
Okay,
Fine,
sir.
continue.
To give a preceding result more context as well as the result of the field, we ran an explanatory study to determine how accurate humans are for this task. Coming to the literature survey, the first paper which I have gone through is literature exploiting past structure for native language identification, which was published in the year 2017 by C. Mang, Jojo Wong, and Mark Dress. They used K-fold cross validation. K4 cross validation is a resampling procedure used to evaluate machine learning models on a limited data sample. Uh, Here, the K refers to the number of groups that a given data sample is to be split. This approach is best for a limited input data. They also made use of maximum entropy machine learning and mega-M to the power 4. Using cross-section of past trees uh, can improve, they learned that using cross-section of past trees, we can improve above an already good baseline in this task for NLI. They concluded that examining some of the substructures showed them some error that were expected. Overall, the use of this led to an error reduction in over 30% in the cross validation evaluation with significant testing. Coming to the second paper, that is native language identification using static generalization. They made you it was it was published in the year 2017 by Sherwin Malmesy and Kilvan Idnani and Robert Pug. They they used meta classifiers like linear SVM, RBF kernel SVM. Yeah, RBF kernel is radial basis function. It is a form. It is function that changes with distance from a location. Here we consider two factors, that is C and gamma. C is the cost of misclassification and gamma is the parameter of a Gaussian kernel. They also made use of logistic regression, perceptron, ridge regression, and decision tree and k-nearest neighbors. They evaluated the use of meta-classifier for NLI, applying different feature representations and a range of learning algorithms. They investigated the use of statistical testing for comparing NLI system. They applied several advanced ensemble and NDA um, Latent Dirichlet allocation is used to classify text in a document to a particular topic. LDA outperformed other meta-classification methods, and they concluded that meta-classifiers cause corpus performance need to be improved. The next paper is the report on the 2017 native language identification shared task. This was done by Sherwin Malmati and Mark Dratch. This edition of the task introduced the use of transcription. Transcription is nothing but the use of copy or replicas, and I vector is the identity vector. I vector is the identity vector. It is a feature that represents the characteristic of the frame level features for a distributive pattern. And they use these features for speech-based NLI as well as diffusion tasks, which jointly uses the spoken and written responses. They learned the fusion track demonstrated that the combination of the written and spoken responses can provide a substantial boost in the classification accuracy. They concluded that multiple classifier systems such as ensembles and meta-classifiers were most effective across all the tasks. This was all about the literature survey. The last paper is the native language identification in short utterances using bidirectional long short-term memory network. It was published in the year 2019 by Farah Adiba and Samad Hussain. They proposed that the use of spectrogram is is a visual representation of a spectrum of frequency of a signal as it varies with time, and cochleogram is a diagram-based feature extracted from very short utterances to infer the native language of an Urdu speaker. They learned the bidirectional long short-term memory BLSTM neural networks are adopted for the classification of utterances among the native language. Overall, the accuracy of summits achieved, which is also known as MCM frequency, subdural coefficient, GFCC respectively. The experiment showed that the performance of the merged network surpasses the individual BLSTM network, and accuracy of 75.69 was achieved on evaluating on that data. Finally, they concluded that hierarchical classification is not adapted initially to classify languages into family groups. This was the drawback of this study.
Reni, are you there? Reni,
Methodology of our study.
I think she's having network issues. Let's wait for some time. Yeah, she's on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, your network is not stable, I guess.
Yes, sir. I have poor network connection.
Okay, fine. I think you should continue with the methodology, right?
Yes, sir. Coming to the methodology, P oracle is equal to 1 minus P of all the
share your slide. No, we can't see it.
Okay, sir. Sir, you enable me to share the screen, sir.
Oh, okay, fine. 1 minute. Let me, uh, what is, now I don't know how to enable it. 1 minute. Um, I think I disabled, oh, sure. Sorry, in my settings, I've disabled others too. Um, uh, uh, just give me a while. I will do one thing. I'll make you do host only. I'll make you the host only. Then you only request. I will request to record the screen again. Okay. So I'll make you the host. Then I'll request to record the screen.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. I'm still recording. So continue. You are the host now. Continue.
Okay.
Okay. Continue.
Okay. Some or calculating the oracle value is P oracle is equal to 1 minus P. The P is all classifiers which are incorrect. Oracle can help us quantify the potential upper limit of an ensemble's performance on the given data and how this performance varies with different ensemble configurations and combinations. As we can see in table 1, there are many classifiers like C1, C2, C3. They are giving the output, different outputs. Taking the consideration of all these classifiers, Oracle gives the output as correct, incorrect. This is classified using this formula. Here we are using plurality voting. This is the standard combination strategy that selects the label with the highest number of votes regardless of the percentage of votes it receives. The next is the accuracy at n. Here it is an extension of the plurality vote combiner where instead of selecting the label with the highest votes, the labels are ranked by their vote count and an instance is correctly classified if the rules label is in the top n ranked candidate. In other words, it is more restricted version of the Oracle combiner because that is limited to the top n ranked candidates in order to minimize the influence of a single classifier having chosen the correct label by chance. In this study, we experiment with n is equal to n and 2, which we will see in later tables. Coming to the mean probability, all classifiers provide probability estimates for each possible class. Each class estimates are summed and the one with the highest mean wins. Simple combination is combining all the features into a single feature space. After selecting all the features, we are subjecting this feature set into evaluation. The first experiment attempts to derive the potential accuracy upper limit of a feature set. We train a single linear support vector machine, that is SVM classifier for each feature type to create our classifier ensemble. Telling about the linear vector machine, it is the newest extremely fast machine learning algorithm for solving multi-class classification problems. This algorithm creates a line or a hyperplane which separates the data into separate classes. This SVM tries to make the decision boundary in such a way that separates the data or the two classes as wide as possible. Linear SVMs have been shown to be effective for such text classification problems and was the classifier of choice in the 2013 NLI shared task. We do not experiment with combining different machine algorithms here. Instead, we focus on gauging the potential of the feature set. We employ a standard set of previously used feature types that are characters, words in n-gram. N-grams is, we call it as n-gram because it is a sequence of n words. The part of speech n-gram function words context-free grammar. Speaking about context-free grammar, it is a set of recursive rules used to generate patterns of strings. And here, context-free grammar production rules are used. Tree substitution, grammar fragments, and Stanford dependencies are used. We report that classification accuracy under tenfold cross-validation using the TOEFL level training data. Here, TOEFL is um, test of English as a foreign language. It is a test. And also on the test set from the 2013 shared task shown in table 2. For both table 2 and 3, we report a random baseline for the best performance on the shared task. The first number is the top performance from the shared task. As we can see in the table 2, random baseline has a accuracy of 9.1 in a tenfold CV that and test set also it also gives the same result, that is 9.1. Share task best it varies. In tenfold CV it gives 84.3 percentage, and in test set it gives 83.6%. As well as seeing for the Oracle, it gives the same result of 95.6 and 95.4. It seems that Oracle result using the feature set gives the same result. This also, the cross validation and set results are very similar, with the Oracle accuracy at 90%, suggesting that for each document there is in most cases at least one feature type which correctly predicts it. In table 3, we can see that this drops to 88% with the accuracy at two combiners, still much higher than the plurality vote and the best result from the shared task. This suggests that there is a noticeable tail for a feature types dragging the plurality vote down. Talking about plurality vote, performance increases as the top systems are added, but then it begins to drop off as errors are introduced from the less accurate system. It gives higher results for the top systems, and the accuracy drops down when it is introduced for low accurate system. Seeing this comparison, we can see that in figure 1, there are three blocks, that is plurality vote, accuracy at 2, and Oracle. Here in plurality vote, we can see that there are a lot of confusion, and in accuracy 2, there are little less than plurality vote, and in Oracle almost very less than plurality and accuracy. There are less confusions in Oracle. We see that a quarter of the errors are confusion between Hindi and Telugu. The Korean and the Turkish confusion could be due to both being Altic languages. We also examined that the confusion matrices of the plurality vote, plurality accuracy at 2, and Oracle combiners shown in figure 2. They show that Hindi and Telugu is the most commonly confused pair and confirm the directionality of the confusion. Coming to the applications of the NLI, there are several applications. These are few: pedagogy and language transfer. The second is the forensic linguistics. The third is the cross-linguistic influence. The last one is the second language acquisition. Speaking about pedagogy and language transfer, this identifies the L1 specific features and has been used to study language transfer effects in second language acquisition. This is also for developing the pedagogical materials that is also known as study materials, teaching methods, L1 specific instruction, and generating learner feedback that is tailored to their native language. Coming to the forensic linguistic, NLI methods can also be applied in forensic linguistics as a method of performing authorship profiling in order to infer the attributes of an author, including their linguistic background. This is particularly used in situations where a text, for example, an anonymous letter is the key piece of evidence for an investigation in identifying the source. This has already attracted the interest and funding from intelligence agencies. Coming to the CLI, that is the cross-linguistic influence. It is the application of linguistic features from one language to another by a bilingual or multilingual speakers. It occurs in any situation one does not have a native language command of a language. About SLA, that is second language acquisition. It is the process by which people learn a second language. People learn a second language. The idea that the language that learner use is not simply the result of difference between the languages that they already know and the language that they are learning, but this is but it but that is but that it is a complete language system with its own systematic rules. Affective factors that are for second language acquisition are emotional factors that influence an individual's ability to learn a new language. And also factors like anxiety, personality, social attitudes, and motivations also matters in SLA. Result analysis and discussion. In figure 2 shows that the accuracy of each letter in this pilot study. This is the figure which we are seeing is the prediction accuracy for each of 10 participants under both easy and hard condition. As we have already seen, there are many studies that have gone through or testing the system accuracy, and there is no other and there was no system developed to estimate the accuracy of a human performance. In this study, we are studying the human performance. Here, the 10 participants were subjected to a test where each of them have their own results. Here, we can see that the top rater accurately identified out of 16 out of 31 L1 with the lowest rater of 30% overall and an average of 37.3%. All raters did better on the easy cases than on the hard. As we can see here, orange color is used to represent the hard prediction of the humans, and light color dark yellow is used to represent easy prediction. Where a paired sample t-test is t-test means it is a statistical test which is widely used to compare the mean of two groups of samples. Here in t-test there are three steps. In first step, it is we determine the sample mean we determine the sample mean and the sample standard deviation. In the second step, we calculate the t-score, and in third step we identify the critical t-score. Here, as paired sample t-test was the same t-test was conducted to compare human accuracy in the easy and hard condition. A significant difference was found for easy and hard. For easy, there was a mean of 45.33 and the standard deviation was 11.67. For hard, it was the mean was 30 and the standard deviation was 10.06. Uh, Coming to the t-score, that is the t of 9 is equal to and minus 3.851 was observed, and critical t-score was 0.004. Coming to the analysis and result analysis and discussion. Next, we compared human accuracy with NLI system, which we trained using only the 5 selected L1s. Results are shown in table 5. As we can see in table 5, we are comparing human participant performance against the NLI system on 30 selected text. Here, the NLI plurality vote was 100%, where the top humans accuracy was only 66.7%. in the case of easy. When it comes to the case of hard, the NLI plurality vote of the NLI plurality vote was 33.3%. Coming to the humans, it was raised to 40%. The NLI mean probability was 100% in 100% accurate in easy. Coming to the human plurality, it was 73.3% in easy case. In hard case, it was 46.7 in NLI, and in human case, it was 40%. Interestingly, the human plurality vote was only 3% higher than the top human score, suggesting that the raters tended to get the same essays correct. We also note that some L1s received more correct prediction than the others, but the difference was not statistically significant. Our belief based on this pilot result is that as the number of classes increases, the system will outpace the human raters by a widening margin. It should also be noted that we purposefully selected the disparate L1s to make easier for the human raters. When it when we did not use disparate system, the accuracy level was dropped down. Coming to the conclusion. Coming to the conclusion, we presented a novel analysis for predicting the potential upper limit for NLI accuracy on a dataset, which was the first aim of our study. This upper limit can vary depending on on the components such as feature type and algorithms that we are used in the system. Along other side baseline, Oracle performance can assist in interpreting the relative performance of an NLI system. We also note that this Oracle figures would be produced by an optimal system that always makes the correct decision using the pool of classifiers. While these Oracle results could be interpreted as potentially attainable, this may not be feasible and practical limits could be substantially lower. Using large-scale English data, NLI achieved over 80% accuracy in predicting the native languages of text written by authors from 11 different languages or L1 backgrounds. This can be compared to a baseline of 9% for choosing randomly. Coming to scope of future work, a potentially fruitful direction for future work is the investigation of meta-classifier, which we have not used in our study. We have made use of Oracle classifier. Here we have not made use of the meta-classifiers like SVM and linear regression, ridge regression. We have not used here. We have only used Oracle classifiers. In future work, meta-classification methods that can overcome the limitation of the plurality vote methods to achieve higher results. It should be noted that the human study described in this study is a pilot. We plan on conducting a large rating where we sampled randomly across essays and included more experts for each L1. As I have already told, we have purposefully selected the disparate L1s to make it easier for the human raters. In future work, we should make use of non-disparate essays also. Coming to the references, these are the papers which I have gone through, and I have gone through Google where Wikipedia organization. That's it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Harini, the first thing is,
Yes,
where
sir.
is the data set that you are talking about? Where is the data set? From where did you get
Sir,
it?
I have, sir, the paper which have gone, the 2013 shade task paper set I have gone through, sir. They have taken the data sets from there.
Yeah, where is it? I mean, okay, can you describe the data set? What are the things that are inside it? Like, can you describe the structure, how many columns, how many rows, before we talk about features? Because it is somewhere the feature selection and the evaluation model is something you see. So Can you describe the data set?
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
Harry, how can my voice break? It's from your side, Harini. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I said, can you describe the data set? What are the contents of the data set? What are inside it? Can you
Sir,
describe
we
it?
we have randomly choosing the essays from a TFOL test. You have already told us, sir. That is the
Okay.
test of English as a
Okay,
foreign
TOEFL.
language.
Okay, TOEFL. Okay, you took it from TOEFL. But see, TOEFL is just a prometric, exam where people have to apply for it and, do the exam online. So they must have taken samples of how many individuals. TOEFL has is an
Sir,
exam
10
where
individuals, sir.
10.
Yes, sir.
Then what is the need to train this on to use machine learning then? And that to SVM. 10 individuals
Sir,
you
we
can
have considered only 10 now, sir. If when it comes to case of more in number, we cannot predict it easily.
okay,
So
so what
we are using machine learning.
correct. See, let me give you an idea. See, in that TOEFL, they have reading, writing, listening, speaking. Okay. So there are four sub things which they analyze. So which one did they analyze? They analyze the four of them, the four subsections. Okay. So because see, this is more of what NLI is more of. I saw something there. It's on kind of text data which they took .txt, right?
Sir, please slow down, sir. I cannot understand.
Okay. I said, see, the data which they took was in form of text data, right?
Yes, sir.
So in the TOEFL, okay, there are four subsections: the reading, writing, listening, speaking. Okay, which one did they explain? Which subset they chose, or did they do everything on the? They chose all the four subsets,
No,
and then
sir. Only the textual data they have considered, sir.
okay, so that means they ignored maybe speaking and listening. Maybe they took only reading and writing. You didn't look into that. Okay.
No, sir.
Fine. Okay, next you said something about, if you remember where you said P oracle, which is 1 minus P of all classifiers incorrect. Can you remember?
Yes, sir.
So what does P stand for? What does P stand for?
P stands for the classifiers which are incorrect, which are not classified properly, that are incorrectly classified.
See, P, you look at it properly. They are calculating the probability of the incorrectly classified instances. P is not incorrectly classified instances. P is the probability. Example, in a die, there are 6 outcomes, right? So if the first one is even number, what is the P of odd? So which is 1 minus P of even? What is the P of tail? Which is 1 minus P of head in a coin. So P stands for probability, not that it takes an argument, which is what, or a parameter, which is all classifiers that are incorrect. Okay. Did you understand?
Okay, sir.
Did you understand?
Yes, sir. I understood, sir.
Okay. Next, you said something about K. We are in K fold. In K fold, right? You said something about K in K fold. Can you remember? Harini, I think.
Harini? Yes, sir.
Yeah, you said something about K fold, right?
I said about
K fold, K as in kill, K fold.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
No, Rajesh, please check if you.
Okay, ready. Ready.
Yes, sir. You can tell now.
Go to the methodology. Go to methodology slide. Methodology slide.
Sir.
Okay, what is L1 feature?
Sir?
L1 features.
Sir, L1 feature andre idu L1 first of all L1 andre the native language of author. ಈಗ ಆಥರ್ದು ಓನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು L1 ಫೀಚರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಏನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನ
how it is represented?
Here it is represented in the form of a textual, sir.
How?
Formal
Give some example.
Sir, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟೇಬಲ್ 1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್, C1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ TUR ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಈಗ C2 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ARE ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಫೀಚರ್ ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್.
Okay, ಅದೇ ಹೇಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? How it will be extract? Is it okay, word by word, or it is a combination of words?
Using classifiers, sir.
What type of classifier?
Here we are using linear SVM classifier.
Linear SVM class. How it works? How voting is calculated?
ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು SVM ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ it forms a hyperplane or it creates a line, sir. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಯರ್ ಬೈ ಯಾವುದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್. ಆ ತರ
ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, if we consider the sentence length is 20 words. Okay, how it will verify?
ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗಪ್ಪ? ನಿಮ್ದು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಶನ್ ಹೇಗಿದೆ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರಿ. ನಾ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರಿ, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದ್ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಲೈನ್, ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡು you need to explain that sentence, how this algorithm works. But you explained this, that, then finally the comparison. So your presentation is not convinced. Okay, what is L2? L2.
Sir, L2 is the language which we are predicting. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಆಥರ್ದು ಓನ್ ನೇಟಿವ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಅವ್ನು ಯಾವ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಬುಕ್ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಬುಕ್ ನ ಯಾವ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅದೇ L2.
Okay, it works only for predefined words. The predefined words defined by that author, right? Okay, and then
that author ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್. ಈಗ L2 ಗೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಏನ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
At present how many words that L1 contains?
L1 contains
how many words, how many features at present? ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್
ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ
Okay, Harini.
Okay, sir.
Anyway, fine. So maybe the last question and then we are done. Yeah, again, okay. See, can you tell me what confusion matrix explains? When you talk about, it's not about confusion, okay? So what is confusion? What does confusion matrix tell us when we plot it? What does it say?
The confusion matrix is what we are not accurate in describing the result. We are in confusion where whether to predict this one or that one. It is a state where we have to predict properly.
No, that's not what. See, please remember, confusion is not about confusion. Confusion tells us, example, what things that we are correctly classified and what we are incorrectly classified. So don't talk about confusion in terms of confusion. Okay? So example, if you see the diagonal is always linear. Why? Why is the diagonal always linear? See there. Did you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Now, why is the diagonal like that? Why is it always a straight line? Okay, I will explain. I will just give you one instance, okay? See, confusion matrix talks about accuracy, okay? Especially like, let's say, true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative. So what is true positive? Someone has COVID-19 and the test came that the person has COVID-19.
Yes, right. That is classifying correctly.
So my next question is, why is the diagonal always linear? See there, why is the diagonal always linear?
No, sir.
That's what. So if you, okay, let me highlight this first one, okay? So see, this I explained in machine learning class also. Maybe you were not in my class that time. See, if we look at take the first one, plurality vote, okay? And now see true level against predicted level. That means if we say Germany, okay, Germany,
Okay.
when we predicted it is Germany, okay, and the number of votes were as in see Germany, see there on the vertical, can you see Germany? Yes.
Yes, sir.
On the horizontal
Okay.
also, can you see Germany?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So yeah, so with the true level, you can use this to explain. That's why it's always linear on the diagonal, and it is kind of symmetrical about the point. Okay, meaning the upper bound is always equal to the lower bound, or the upper feature C is always equal to what is in the lower feature. Okay, so this gives us a visual understanding of what the instances that were classified and those were wrongly classified. So see the same Germany I'm taking. When the label says Germany and we predicted Germany, so it is 1, okay? So it's equal, so it is 100%. Now, when the label says Germany and we predicted, I don't know what is, okay, Italy, okay? So they represent it with a different color. So with this, you'll be able to understand the instances that are classified rightly or wrongly, okay? That's it. And then the next that's all. Okay, that's it for now. Okay.
Okay, sir. It is represented in both the rows.
Yeah, see, why is it always linear?
In both the
Because
axis,
see,
it is represented. So it is represented in linear dimensions, sir.
no. Yeah, the main reason here is because see the instances that we're predicting and the ones that were true, they are all same. Okay, see if we say this is 1, same kind of handwriting recognition. We predicted it is 1 and the true level is 1, so it is 100%. So that's why you check on the diagonal where see take it down also. If you go to tell, I don't know what is tell now. When we predicted tell, you see there also on the horizontal it is also tell. Okay,
Yes,
on the plural vote. Now you go to accuracy also, same thing, tell, and it's also tell. So that's why it's always a linear relationship. Okay, and here if we check their correlation, the correlation is 1, meaning it's strongly correlated. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, that's it. Fine, we will end this session and then we will start with Nevada session. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, take care.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Hunraju,
sure.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, register. Take care. Okay.
Thank you, Victor, sir.
Okay, bye. I will end the session then.
Bye,
No,
sir.
you end the session. You're not the host. You end it. Fine.
Okay.